What's up, guys? I'm here. We are we're sitting here. I'm in my living room, and I wanted to do a little intro here to this video. Um, Now this is a kind of a weird video. I know I'm not on my laptop. I don't have a webcam or anything, but I wanted to talk about movies and art and just kind of how people frustrate me with what they say about it. Trying to get this like a decent view here. But the reason I'm recording this right now in my living room, and I know this is also not an ASMR video. I just wanted to hit you with a talking video, no ASMR. But the reason I wanted to start this in here is because I'm about to watch this movie. Let me around real quick. I'll watch this movie, A Brighter Summer Day. As you can see, it is about 4 hours long. I mean, just under. And I've been really excited to watch it. It's made by the same director as Yi. His name is Edward Yang, and I think Yi is the best movie ever made. And I talked about it in one of these videos, but yeah, I wanted to start off here so you can see that I'm about to watch the movie. I'm making some chicken tacos, and here real quick. I'm making some chicken tacos. Here's my cat. Yeah, we got some chicken tacos cooking up in here in the air fryer. And yeah, I'm going to come back whenever I'm done watching this movie. I know this is a very different type of video. I haven't done anything like this, but I'm gonna watch this movie, and I want to come back after with my thoughts so we can kind of talk about it here. But this is sort of a part of a larger discussion that I want to have about movies and art. So yeah, I'll come back when I'm done watching this movie. What's up? I'm back. Now it's been actually a day or two since I finished that movie. I didn't record directly after finishing it, but what's up? I'm back. I want to give my thoughts, and I want to kind of give a little my perspective on cinema. How people kind of annoy me with their perspective of it, or at least people I know. And I also want to show you this because my father just came back from a trip my dad and my mom, my brother went on. He went to Barnes & Noble. He got me a little gift here. We got a physical Criterion copy of Yi. Now, I mentioned earlier that I think Yi is the best film ever made. And same director made the movie I watched the other night, and I 100% stand by that. I think that Yi is the single greatest movie ever made. I have never seen a movie as good as Yi. Now, is it my favorite movie? I think it's a tie probably between Yi and a movie called Enter the Void. Big fan of Enter the Void as well. But Yi, I do think technically and everything else is the best film ever created. Bar none. I think Yi is just like an actual fucking masterpiece. Like, it's insane. And I read something in here that was very interesting. The director said that when you watch Yi, he wants you to think that you're kind of like chilling with an old friend, and not that you're watching like a film, or he wants you to think of himself, the director, as someone putting this on as like a chill friend for you to just relax with and watch, rather than a filmmaker. He said, if you see me here, I'll read the quote right out of here because I thought it was very interesting. But yeah, boy howdy, I tell you, Yi is, if you have not seen Yi, you are missing out on probably, I think the best movie ever made. So here it is. I'd like viewers to come away from this film with an impression of having been with a simple friend. If they came away with the impression of having encountered a filmmaker, then I'd have to consider the film a failure. I think that is beautiful. I think that when we talk about the greatest minds to ever direct a movie, best directors, best people to ever hold a camera, I think that Edward Yang, I mean, I've only seen two Edward Yang movies at this point. I've been wanting to watch his other ones. Mahjong looks really good. I'm gonna watch his others. Definitely sometime soon. But I think that we have to consider him in the conversation. I mean, just for saying something like that, I think that that's like five brain. Genuinely, I think that also just this movie and A Brighter Summer Day just really kind of. I mean, that's like the ultimate resume for a director. I mean, someone that just wants to make art. And I guess this brings me to my ultimate how I want to talk about this, what I really wanted to talk about here, because this is kind of just a thing that gets on my nerves. So people around here, I live in a small town. I live in a very like sort of closed off area in the Midwest, and I don't have a whole lot of friends that are really into art like I am. I mean, I have friends that are gamers, and I'm a big gamer. You guys know that. I'm a big music guy. I have a lot of people that are into music and movies and all this stuff, but I feel like, as arrogant as it might sound, I don't really think that they're they sort of see it as like a thing to waste time with, and just sort of as a thing to do when you're not at your job and when you're just at home and you have nothing else to do, to relax. You might throw on a movie, or you might like listen to some music, you might play a video game or something like that. And to me, I don't like hate on that or anything, but I think that I definitely do get some dirty looks from people. And I know people. I had this happen to me 2 nights ago. I was texting someone about watching A Brighter Summer Day, and this person kind of like looks down on me for that, because I enjoy just the art of filmmaking. I enjoy seeing how all of that's made. I enjoy like the whole vibe of it, and I like to absorb movies, and I like art. Really, I like to just absorb art. That's kind of like what I'm really passionate about in life. I'm not passionate about working a 9 to 5 forever, or drugs, or fucking like any like skateboarding, or anything. I don't hate on people that are. That's just not really what I'm into. I'm into art, and I think that films are genuinely art. I think that some films aren't. I've the ones that are made like with that are advertisements, I guess. Kind of a hard way to put it, but I mean, I guess all films are art. I think all art really is art. It's just like a sort of a spectrum, but I think that you could definitely it's definitely a different argument and different point of the spectrum that I would put Yee Yee on, compared to something like the Five Nights at Freddy's movie or something. Not that I hate the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, it's just they're a bit different. But no, I get weird looks from people, and I get weird comments about it. They're sort of like condescending, and like think people think they're like better than me just because that's just what I like. I'm not really passionate about sports or working or anything. That's not really. I care about this kind of stuff. I care about art, and I think my ultimate purpose in life, if I have one, is to leave art behind for people whenever I'm dead one day, for them to kind of know the person I was, and the things I enjoyed, the vibes I liked, the I want to have a life's work to leave behind. I think with like art, that's just what I enjoy. That would make me whole. And everyone has different things that makes them whole and makes them motivated to live life. And I didn't really have that until recently. I didn't really realize that that might actually be a viable path. I sort of just thought that my entire life, like everyone else, is to just work until you're dead, slave away, and that movies and music and all this stuff, writing stories, reading, it would all just sort of be like a pastime to do in between slaving away forever, doing stuff you don't want to do. And I'm reaching the age of 20 now. I'm gonna be 20 soon. I'm gonna be 20 in about a little less than 3 months now, and that's been my entire outlook on life forever. I mean, it's been very depressing and miserable, but I think the more I realize everyone is different. Everyone does have a thing that they want to do for the most part. I think there are some people that don't really care or whatever, but I think that it would be kind of insane and like egotistical to think that I'm the only one with a sort of childish dream of what they want to do. My dream might be childish to some people, but I do want to direct movies one day. I want to be like a filmmaker. I think that that's exciting. That's definitely if I have to do something in life, that's definitely it. I want to leave behind art like that for people to absorb when I'm gone, to know the type of person I was. I want to be one of these greats. I want to be remembered in the same way as Edward Yang and Gaspar Noé and, fucking Akira Kurosawa and like, Tarkovsky, all these people. I want to be remembered in that same breath, but I'm a 20-year-old dude right now, so it's probably far-fetched for me right now, but we'll see how well this video ages in 20 years. Let's see if let's see what happens. But yeah, point I'm trying to make is I thought that was far-fetched and impossible, but people's real passion in life is always different. It's hard for me, and I'm sure it's hard for other people to sort of understand, really like understand, not like just think about, but like really try to put yourselves in that shoes, that someone's dream, someone's like aspiration and purpose in life is something that I would just see as like mundane or, ordinary, or wouldn't be excited about whatsoever. Doesn't mean it's bad. It just means, completely different perspective about life there. I think that that's awesome. I think that that's beautiful. Honestly, that's kind of what this movie Yi like reminds me of, is that people have that stuff. We're human. Everyone's dream is different, and it's like everyone's purpose in life is going to be different. I think my purpose is to be like that, like what I was saying. Some people's purpose, they feel it in their being, their entire life, to be doctors, firefighters, teachers, whatever it may be, and that's their passion in life. Some people do have a passion in life, and they feel like they have a purpose, and they never pursue it. I think that that's tragic. I think that that's really sad, and I don't want to be one of those people. But for a long time, my entire life, I've sort of been content with being one of those people. I was content with just accepting that I had a purpose inside me. I had a dream I wanted to fulfill, like an idea of who I could be at 40, 30, 50 years old. I had an idea of who that could be, the success I could have, or non-success, but at least having tried it to be that person. And I was content with just living my entire life doing a what if. What if I became a director? What if I pursued this art that I'm so passionate about? What if I pursued all this? What if I tried to be one of those greats that we remember? And the idea of me being 70, 80 years old, dying on my deathbed, thinking about what if, that's crazy to me. That it causes me physical pain. Like, I can't think about it like that. That's horrible. And again, I was content with that being the case for a long time. I'm no longer content with it. I just have to sort of, I have to grow up, and maybe not grow up, maybe realize that I have to take a lot of risk in life to be like that. And I would rather take the risk and it not pay off, but at least have tried that, than never take the risk, never know, and just be content with a safe life my entire being until I die. That's what I'm at. And I guess to wrap this back around to what I was saying about art and, cinema, all this shit, when I get dirty looks from people that don't really get it. This girl I was talking to was saying, I get that not everyone has a lot of time. I'm currently unemployed, so I do have time, but, even then I could still make time for just stuff like this. But this girl was saying, you know, it's crazy that you'd sit down for 4 hours and watch a movie. That's insane. Why would you do that? And what I told her was basically, you know, she's not really seeing it the way I do. I sort of see it as like sitting down for 4 hours and watching A Brighter Summer Day by Edward Yang is a lot different than sitting down for 4 hours and watching Love Island or fucking something like that. Um, and she didn't really get it, which I don't know. I'm not being like a dick or anything. I just don't really think that she understood because she's giving me like weird looks and was like, I don't know. I don't like people that are condescending like that either. That's a whole different complaint. But yeah, I don't know why that's so weird to some people, but they just don't have that drive in them like I do to be a director or to their passion in life isn't really art. It isn't stuff like this. Their passion in life is something else, and it's not bad or anything. I'm not hating on it, but it just is different. I just kind of need to remember that sometimes. Um, but yeah, I was also talking to my friend about you know just movies in general. I have a friend that's also sort of a cinephile, and we were talking about it, and I just think that is one of my purposes in life is to I am just so fascinated and I get so much like my soul gets so much like pleasure from absorbing art and seeing my cat's right here. Hey, what are you doing? Just like absorbing what people have made with intent like this, with stuff like Yee and A Brighter Summer Day and fuck, I just remembered I was supposed to talk about that movie. So that movie, what did I think of A Brighter Summer Day? Well, I thought it was pretty good. No shock here. Great movie. It was very full. Very. I watched it. It had a lot of. It didn't have like the. It was deep, but when I say it had depth, I don't mean that everything was like every single scene had a million different moving parts, and it was always like every single plot theme, every single story thread was like a fucking ocean. I just mean that it was a long, very like interesting sort of story, and it felt like 4 hours of a movie. It felt like a story. It felt like a story with a lot in it. It didn't feel like a movie that was 4 hours that sort of took a bunch of shots and stretched them out, even though I like movies like that too. Um, a Brighter Summer Day was just so unique in that it felt like it was, it could have easily been cut down to 2 hours, but if it was cut down to 2 hours, then it wouldn't be as interesting. It wouldn't be, it really lets the story and the characters and the whole vibe of the movie, it really like lets it simmer and build up through like 4 hours. I think it was a great movie. Seriously, amazing movie. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. I will put it up there with the greats. I'd put it up there with like Seven Samurai and movies on that caliber. I wouldn't put it at Yee's caliber just personally. I just think I love Yee way more than like most other movies, and it just also I don't know. It's an amazing movie for sure. But Yee and there's some more movies. I wouldn't put it in like my top 20. I don't think. I think it's maybe just outside the top 20 for me. But still a great movie. Wonderful movie. Wonderfully made movie. Really good vibe. Really good story. Just you know again, you watch movies like this and you sort of get why it's a craft. It is an art form, um, and I think people that don't really understand what I mean by watching a movie that's long that is that long is sort of like walking in like what most people would equate to like walking in an art exhibit, but it's like 10 times better for me. Just like personally, like I get so much more satisfaction out of movies. and like actually like, you know, artistic films. People that don't really get that probably maybe they just haven't seen movies like this. Maybe their exposure to movies has been like, you know, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, or like, you know, the Minecraft movie, or stuff like that. Um, Maybe they haven't really been exposed to something like that. Maybe not. I don't want to be like a pretentious dick, because I'm not trying to be like a pretentious weirdo when I say that. I just really like, I just don't like that I get weird looks by people that don't really watch a whole lot of movies whenever I say I'm gonna watch a 4 hour long movie, because I don't know. I just think that's kind of like rude and like condescending. I don't like that. But damn, how late is it? I think it's like 8 a.m. now. Um, yeah, I've been up for a little bit. I've been up since like 5 p.m. yesterday, so I'm probably gonna record this, stitch it together, upload it to YouTube, and yeah, go to bed. Probably till 5 p.m. again. But it's beautiful outside. It's you know, gonna be a nice day, hopefully. Last night I actually, or not last night, earlier, a couple hours ago, I watched a movie called The Last 10 Years. It was a Japanese movie. Again, another great movie. I'm not going to really go into detail because I want to wrap this video up, but you know, definitely recommend it. It's a great movie. Very sad. But yeah, shout out my father for getting me Yee Yee on this is Blu-ray and Ultra HD. This has got two of them in here. Look at that. Damn. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me rant here, watching me sort of in my living room here, chill. Talk about movies, talk about art, talk about life. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know. If you want to talk about some shit in the comments, leave some motherfucking comments. I will look through them. But yeah, hopefully I can upload more to this channel. I've been wanting to. It's just, you know, I've been having a lot of college work. I'm in college right now. I've been having a lot of work with that. I've been having a lot of, you know, personal stuff. So I haven't been able to really upload as much as I'd like to. And also, you know, I tried to make this an ASMR channel at first, but I don't think I really want this to be just a strictly ASMR channel. I want to be able to talk about shit that isn't ASMR. I want to be able to just record myself. I'm probably going to title this something like not ASMR or some shit like that. So just to distinguish, but I don't want people to, maybe this is relaxing, I don't know. But I don't want people to watch this and expect like ASMR. So yeah, I will see all of you whenever I decide to upload next in 2 months. We'll see what happens, boys. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one. Take care.